Hello again, this is Charles from Chicago Retro Gaming. I'm very caffeinated. I have had a full cup of coffee, so I'm doing a third video today. And I'm going to do a quick console review about the Nintendo Entertainment System. You know, this was released here in the US in a test market in New York in 1985, right after the video game crash. And, you know, at that point, people were really hesitant about, retailers did not want to have video game consoles because they thought it was dead and there was no money in it because they lost a lot of money when the crash happened. No one wanted to buy stuff, so all these things left unsold on shelves. So Nintendo saw that they were being very successful with their Famicom in Japan. Here's a version of it. This is the Twin Famicom. So I'm going to probably do another video about this in a later date. So Nintendo's like, okay, we're successful with this here in Japan. Why can't we be successful with this in America? So they did a little redesigns on it. So the end result was pretty much this guy, which, you know, they designed it to kind of look like a VCR. We take the game, put it in like a videotape, put it down, and there you go. Another thing they did, they packaged it with R.O.B the robot. You know, so it's kind of more like a toy. So, and they packaged R.O.B the robot with Gyromite, which is one of two games that R.O.B the robot works with, Gyromite and Stack Up. And yeah, I think that was Nintendo's ploy to get this on the store shelves. Another thing they did was they went to the retailers and say, hey, we've got this system here. It does video games, but we'll come in, we'll set up your store for you, and you just pay for the merchandise, and whatever doesn't get sold, we will buy back from you for what you paid for it. So, and what it does, it gives the retailer no risk. So, you know, that's hard to pass up, but there's no risk in this, you know. We make money on what we sell. If we don't sell anything, we get our money back. So, if you have anything like that, and you're a retailer, like, okay, I'll try that out. And, you know, it was successful in New York. Then they expanded into, you know, next year to LA, then Chicago, then finally in September, you know, it went nationwide and it became a huge success, as you all know. And the funny thing, it wasn't originally packed in with Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. That wasn't until maybe later in '86. I said, okay, let's put this game of it, and that really what changed the whole industry there. It made Nintendo just like skyrocket in sales. So he had it packed with the Duck Hunt and Mario Brothers, 2 controllers, and your Zapper, which was, I believe, called the Action Set, which is what what I got as a kid back in, you know, '88, '89. So, and that's what really got me into gaming. You know, it's a pretty good system. You know, the front loading system, you know, will wear down over time because the design that they made, you know, it wears out the pin connector because you push it in. They call it a zero force insertion because you don't have to put it straight down, which is how the other game consoles were, and Nintendo wanted to get away from that, so it doesn't look like a video game console. You know, Nintendo did a little trick on us, but it was successful. But they did go back to that design with the NES too, which is, I prefer this guy because I rarely have any issues of this. Only if I have a one of my games is dirty, you know. You know, for this one is just simply top loader, and you know, and the games, you know, start up without a problem. Another thing that Nintendo did was they put a lockout chip in the games, and they had a lockout chip that they would sell to other companies. You know, game developers like Capcom, Konami. So, say if you want to use our games on our system, you have to put this chip in there. So, you know, I think they did that to help lessen the, you know, the large amount of bad games out there, like what happened to the Atari 2600. You know, you had games like E.T. and Pac-Man, which weren't the best, but you know, that's another story. But so yeah, this was, you know, from 85 to about 95 is when this was in production for, you know. Had to go to life, you know, and it still holds up today, you know. Very few moving parts, especially in the top loader. You know, these still work. You know, this is, I don't know, my Nintendo is about what, almost 30 years old, and it's still functioning pretty well. I can't really say about most modern game consoles. They got so many moving parts, and those moving parts wear out, and then, you know, you gotta get it repaired. You know, I always wonder if any of these newer systems, like the Xbox Ones or Xbox 360s, will still be around, you know, 15, 20, 30 years from now. You know, but yeah, that's just a quick review. Hopefully, you know, I'll be doing a more in-depth review in the coming weeks, hopefully. And yeah, that is that's all I have for right now. Okay. Thanks for watching, and please, you know, subscribe, leave comments down below, and yeah, hope to do more videos relatively soon. Okay, thanks for watching.